Imagine I could increase your lifetime earnings by $1.2 million. Does that sound like a nonprofit introduction? Chances are no. Fortunately, it does stand out and it does its job. It creates curiosity and impact. It's a little unorthodox, and people have to lean in and ask questions. What I typically hear from nonprofit leaders as they introduce themselves are things like, we support inner city kids with after-school activities and tutoring, or we assist young people in meeting significant life goals such as preparing for college and careers. We support our community by providing food and pathways to address growing levels of food insecurity. All of these causes are important, but the way we introduce ourselves and our organization is an obstacle. Because to someone who isn't familiar with us, or may not even be familiar with the issues that we're trying to address, this sounds like that Charlie Brown teacher. It just all kind of blends together. So we had an organization that their introduction sounded something like this. We create college readiness programs to serve the needs of academically talented, socioeconomically disadvantaged students from grades 8 through college completion. Accurate, important work, necessary work, but it's boring. So that was their old introduction. And of course, it changed depending on who they were in front of, the setting, all that type of thing. But now their introduction is a little like this. Oh, my name's blah, blah, blah. Thanks for asking. Well, do you mind if we just play pretend for a moment? So imagine I could give you $1.2 million more in earnings over your lifetime. What would an additional 1.2 million mean for you, your family, your future? I know you were waiting for a catch, and here it is. You can have that 1.2 million, but it all is dependent on a decision you needed to make in 8th grade, the decision to attend college. And here's what I mean by that. In this state, higher education pays. A college graduate earns $1.2 million more than their peer who is a high school graduate. And you can imagine, I'm coming out of the introduction now, what a conversation might follow an introduction like this. It's far different than we work with college readiness with disadvantaged students. It's thought-provoking, it's a little unusual, and you're going to get a reaction. And that reaction is by far going to be more positive and have more curiosity than if you play it safe. So I recommend that every nonprofit leader have a variety of impact introductions, a 3-word version, a 30-second version, and a 3-minute. So the 30-second version I just gave to you, or, it's close enough. The 3-word, 3 to 4-word version for this organization might be, I maximize human potential. Stop. Full stop. The listener has to ask questions. What do you mean by that? What does that look like? How do you do that? What are you talking about? And we can then have a much higher level conversation about the impact of our work rather than what we do and how it's done and the details of the work. So the longer version is the master, if you will, and then we carve it down into these smaller versions and vary it based on the context and the people we might be meeting. So for that longer version, you can stay tuned in next week's video, and I'll give you the recipe and walk through how to create your own impact introduction. Thanks for watching. I'm Jane Pfeiffer, and for more Mission Multiplier videos, visit wearefieldtrip.com/. /nonprofit.